Welcome on this new YouTube Live to allow my students from Estice to prepare their control, their assessment, next week on the 26th of November. So we'll have a look directly on YouTube, if it works. So we have 13 people, 30 participants are connected right now. So very good. So today we will go through different formulas and functions. And just to begin, I would like to say that this video is streamed not only on YouTube, but also on Twitch. So in the same time on Twitch, you can follow this YouTube live. And at the end of this YouTube live, which will last almost, I would say, 40 minutes, maybe 1 hour, at last you will be able to see it, to watch it again, as it will be recorded directly on YouTube. So let's start today with, so I'm just looking on my, with share my screen for my Excel, and I will share with you the file in which we will working today with the link. So all the screen, very good. Okay. Okay, then this. So welcome on this. Very good. Okay, this one is this. So I will zoom out. I think it's good like this. Okay, through this, during this YouTube live, we will see SUMIF. So how to use the SUMIF very quickly. SUMIFS, if and, how to use it within the formula, of course. Ifs, how to name a cell or a range of cell. Just one moment, I just forgot to switch the language of my Microsoft Excel. So first of all, I work on Microsoft Office 365, and this is on the Windows operating system. So just one moment. Okay, good. Okay, let's go back. Very good. Okay, so I'm back. So we will go through different formulas: SUMIF, SUMIFS, if and, ifs, name a cell or a range of cells. We will see the pivot table, how to link cells between sheets. So how to work, I put information within a sheet and I want to refer to link this information to another link, to another sheet. We will see the drop down list thanks to data validation, and then the VLOOKUP. So now let's dive in. So let's first start with the ifs. So some of my friend is renting an apartment, and they have many different rates, specifically for the number of nights. So what if the number of nights are less than 7 nights? Then the price is 95 euros. If the number of nights is or greater than 7, then it's 70 euros. And if it is equal to 7, then 80 euros. So I will use now something which is called IFS. So the IFS can be found on Microsoft Excel from the version 2016. And we are here on Office 365, so we can use it. So let's say we arrive, so our guest is arriving here on the 12th of November. The departure is planned on the 12th of December. Of course, I will calculate here the number of nights, and I want Excel to calculate the rate per night. So my rate per night depends on different prices here. So my formula will be equal ifs, open the bracket. So I have a logical test, a value what if it's true, semicolon, then another logical test, and so on. So it is a couple logical test and value what if it's true. So let's start with it. What if the number of nights are, let's say, less than 7 nights? Then the price will be 95. Semicolon, I do the same here. What if the number of nights are greater than 7? Then 70 euros, like this. What if the number of nights are equal to 7? Semicolon, then 80 euros. So now, depending on the number of nights, I've got exactly the right rate just here. So it's very easy. So I put you just here in the chat this formula to allow you maybe to practice. But just before, if you want to practice, I have the file on which you can practice, and I can share it with you. So I will share it with you just after. Okay. So now I made some. I have some information: reference, sales type, income. Here, year, months, cosmetic product. And in it, I would like to work on this source, and I would like to calculate, to summarize the different income here for each cosmetic product. So for the lipstick, I would like Excel to calculate all the different income here, here, here. So how to do it? So I have maybe two options to do it. Either I insert a pivot table, it will be very quick, or I could use the SUMIFS. So what if I am using just now not the SUMIFS but the pivot table? So I go within this table here, insert pivot table. I will select for me a new worksheet because I have too many information within this table, and I want you to see exactly where are the information. So the new worksheet, the source, and then the destination here. So within this blank worksheet, I will ask Excel to give me the cosmetic product and to display them in rows like this. So I zoom to allow you to see it. And then I want to calculate, to summarize all the information for the income. So by default, pivot table is calculating, is summarizing information. So I click on income because I have all my information in it, all my numbers, all my figures, and then I drop it directly here in values. So by default, Excel is summarizing all the information per product here. I can, if I want, in the data, just sort the information out from the smallest to the biggest here, to the largest, like this. So I can see that I have two moisturizing cream. Maybe it means that within my source, so we need to pay attention to this. when you work. Maybe in it, I have maybe some space, or maybe it is not written the same, this one and that one. So we'll check here. So this one. So you see here I have some spaces, and here I don't have any spaces. So what I do, I select this one, I paste it. And when you work within a pivot table, even if you you changed the information from the source, there I changed moisturizing cream, it doesn't mean that automatically my pivot table will update. So I need to refresh, I need to update this information. So right click here, refresh. And you see now just one moisturizing cream. So this is the main point. Then after this, I would like to calculate what is the weight of 71,585 euros out of the grand total. So I will need to, if I can do it just now, but if I do it, it will replace my income. So I would like to see not only my income, but my income and the percentage, the weight. So I need to use another field to add the other field here and values. So I will work on two different columns, this one and that one, and I will work on this one. So right click, and I will ask Excel to show values as percentage of grand total. Summarize it just to sum, to count, average, max, mean, product, and other options. But if I want to see, to calculate the percentage, so 71 blah blah out of the grand total in percentage, I will say show values as and click on percentage of grand total. Boom, that's it. And then you just have to replace, to give another label here. Let's say this, and this one, income. And here, products. And that's it. You see, so now we have a pivot table. So remember, for facial cleanser, we have this figure. Now let's go back in the SUMIF. So remember, in the first place, I say that you can either use SUMIF or the pivot table. So now I will use the SUMIF. So I made a small table with this. So I want to find this within the source, within this table. And when Excel will find my product within the table, within the range, then Excel will calculate, will summarize the income. This is the way how works SUMIF. So now let's go back in the SUMIF. Here, equal, SUMIF, open the bracket. The range is the range for my criteria. So the range is, in my source, this range containing what I am looking for. Semicolon. Within this range, I would like to find a criteria, and this criteria is this, semicolon. What if this criteria is found within the range? Then I ask Excel to summarize. So I need the range to summarize the turnover. So the range for the turnover. Source. Then I want this range. Like this. And that's it. Now I just have to copy paste down like this. So for the moisturizing 88,391, I will check with my pivot table. This is the same. PVT. So now I can give you the So if I want to crawl through different sheets, I just have to right click here and I say I want to jump into the SUMIF. So here is the formula here. So I zoom to show you this formula. So this is the name of the sheet containing my range, the name of the sheet containing the other range, the criteria, sorry, the cell, and then here the sheet containing my other range. So just one moment. Okay, one moment. So now I'm giving you the file I am working on. Just here. So you can click on this link to be able to work on the same sheet, on the same workbook. So with just one screen, it's not easy, but it's okay. Okay, so now let's go in the if and. So what is the if and? So first, how to work with the if. So the if is if something is true, what is the consequence? And what if something is true, what is the consequence? So in this case, I don't want to use the if with one logic condition. I will use the if and many different conditions. So here I've got a table, and within this table, I've got some cosmetic product reference, sales type here, and income. So what if my product is sold online and the turnover is greater than 25,000 euros? Then I want to write, add the supplier to the portfolio. What if I am a purchaser? So here is my condition, if, open the bracket, and I put my two different conditions, and here, open the bracket, and then I say, I want that to be sold online. So what if this equal to double quote online? So I just check something. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Equal if, open the bracket, and open the bracket. This equal to online, semicolon, meaning and the income here is greater than 25,000 euros. I close the bracket for my two different logical conditions. What if these two different conditions are met, so are true, semicolon? Then I say add the supplier to the portfolio. Otherwise, do nothing. So here we see it's not, so I said greater online. So I will just erase the space within my table, and I will type exactly online like this. So here, do nothing. I think we have something. Okay. So I have a space before online. So I will check here. I think it will work. So now, okay, online, I had a space before online. So my formula couldn't find online. So now I double click and you see each time it is greater than 25,000 euros and it is sold online, add the supplier to the portfolio. So what I can do now, it's not within this YouTube live, but what I can do is use something which is called conditional formatting, and I will say I want to see, to highlight when it is written add the supplier to the portfolio. So I select the range here, I go in home, conditional formatting, and I ask when the text contains add the supplier to the portfolio, I would like to see it in green like this. So you see it's easier to check. So this is how to use the if and. So for the if and, I put you the formula directly in the chat. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask, to chat. Okay. So what about VLOOKUP? So what is the aim of the vertical lookup? So I would like to find something vertically within the table, and this table is made of different column. And here we don't work with a column with A, B, C, D, blah, blah. No, we work with column number. So if I select this table, we have 2 columns. If I select this table, we have 2 columns. So we don't work with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. So now I would like to have the reference based on the cosmetic product. So to do this, I will explain to you how to create a drop-down list as it was in the list to see today. So how to create a drop-down list like this. So to do a drop-down list, what I can do is I go in data, data validation, then in the source, I go in the source of my information here, and I say to Excel, I want to select all this information, and Excel will keep unique information. So now I see all my different products. So now what is the formula? So I zoom to allow you to see, equal V look up, open the bracket. So I'm looking for this information. It's a kind of criteria, in fact. Semicolon, I think where I want to see it, to find it in my source. And within this table, and I will select from, not from here, but from there, because I'm looking for a cosmetic product and it has to be in my source of information on the first place, the first position. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 column. And my reference is in the column number 2. Semicolon, then number 2, because I want to see the reference. And false, as we want exact match. We don't want something approximate. So the formula is here. So I give you the formula in the chat. And I show you the formula here. Just like this. So now what if I am scrolling within the drop-down list? I see the reference just here. So do you have questions for the moment? You can chat, ask question. Okay. So we've seen SUMIF, VLOOKUP, if and, pivot table, ifs, and we didn't see how to name a cell or a range of cell. So it is easier to work within the formula if you name a cell. What if you want to add a VAT on a price? Instead of calculating your VAT, let's say 100 times a cell, and this cell is containing a VAT of 20%, you could say equal the cell times VAT. So just have to type VAT. So I show you 2 examples for the how to name cell and a range of information. So let's say we have price unit excluded VAT, taxes, VAT 20%, and we want the VAT to be here. And price all included. So let's say here, like this. Okay, so I want to calculate the VAT of 20% for this price, but not only this one, but also this one. So equal this times this cell. And if I want to refer to the same cell, of course, I will have to freeze the cell with F4. So we do this normally. Here, I won't do this. I just want to not freeze the cell, but give a name to the cell. So we'd say here VAT 20. So I go here in this name box. This is called name box here. And in this name box, I will replace H2 with a name, VAT 20. If you want to create 2 words for this cell, VAT, let's say space 20, you can't. You just have to type VAT underscore 20 and you say enter. Now, what if I want to calculate equal this times VAT, you see? And now I just have to copy paste down, and now I refer each time to the same. So this is the first option to do this, to give a name on a cell. Now I can give a name to a range of cell, and it will be easier to calculate the SUMIFS, and ifs and whatever with this. So I go in my source and I will ask Excel to give a name of the header for all the information under. So for each column, cosmetic product will be the name for this. this reference will be the name for this sales type and so on. So I select all my table, Control A or Command A on Mac. I go in the menu which is called Formula, and then I will say I want to create from selection. And check right column. I just want to keep the top row. So the top row will give me the name for each column. And then OK. I can check that here in the name manager. All the names are done here. So now it will be easier for me. I can see them here. Why? Because if I want to calculate a SUMIF or a SUMIFS, instead of referring to this, I will refer to a name. So let's go not in the SUMIF, but in the SUMIFS now. So here I will create, I will use my drop-down list thanks to my VLOOKUP, this one. Here, and I will paste it. So now I will use this. So I would like to have different references. So I will create a drop-down list here too. And sales type, same. And I can refer directly to my reference, the name I gave. So equal reference. So it's easier. So now I will be able, thanks to the SUMIFS, to calculate for each product based on the sales type. So if it is sold, sales type, my sales type is not reference, is my sales type here, online or in store, I will have the turnover. So how to do it? Equal SUMIFS, open the bracket, and then the sum range in Excel is for this first my turnover. So turnover, or maybe I think it's income. Okay, it's income. Semicolon. Then my criteria range. So the range I'm looking for. So the range is cosmetic product. Cosmetic product. So within this range, I want to find one criteria, this one, and I would like to find within the range sales type, semicolon, this cell which will contain my criteria. And then I say OK. So now, what if I'm looking for here all the cells made just for the body lotion and sold online? I have got here the turnover. If it is in store, I don't have any sales. I can do the same here. I shadow palette this. So this is how to do it. So I copy this formula now and I paste it in the chat. So we've seen drop-down list, VLOOKUP, pivot table, name a cell or a range of cell. We've seen ifs. We've seen if and SUMIF and SUMIFS and SUMIF. At last, we have to see together how to link cell between sheets and the aim, the goal for this. So I've got here my source of information here, all my income, and I would like to see all the different income in another sheet. So let's say in this sheet. So income. So let's go into source. So you could say it's easy. You just have to copy paste. Okay. But in this case, I want to copy it and paste it as a link. So meaning each time I will modify information in the source, it will modify directly in the destination, in this one. So right click, paste a special, and I click on paste link just here. So we see it here. I refer to the source sheet here, the cell G4. So now what if I am modifying this income here in the source? Let's say it's not 25,000 but 30,000. Now you can see changing. Thanks for watching. If you have any question, don't hesitate. I shared with you the link. This YouTube live is over. Thanks for watching, and I am here to answer to your question online. So we'll wait still 5 minutes, and if you don't have any question, I will close this YouTube live to allow you after that to watch it again. So don't forget that on my YouTube channel, you can find either some review for all my students. You can see, you can watch different video in French in order to prepare the TOSA certification. We have a playlist. I have a playlist in English. And you've got other YouTube video on PowerPoint and on Word. Okay, if you don't have any question, thank you. I am ending this stream and see you.